Hi, I'm a Korean man in my mid-40s, and I'm a full Asian. Studied in the US 20 years ago and also worked a little bit. As a Korean, as an Asian living in Asia, as a male, I dated hundreds of women. They came from various backgrounds. I've basically had sex with everyone except for a black. I never had this privilege as far as white Caucasian women are concerned. I basically had sex with everyone. I can categorize by region, by country. I probably had banged everyone from almost all Western European countries. And ever since I came back to my home country, in the latter half of my years in the real world, I mostly dated women who had a man. Yeah, you heard me right. A boyfriend or husband. They tell me the same thing over and over. And you know how women, they try to be friendly with you, they try to be nice, and they say things that they don't really mean to say, but just for the sake of being nice, they say these things. So I never believed any of those. Since it became almost funny, ridiculous, that I would get the same feedback over and over from different women. I guess it's got to be at least true, partly, right? Yeah, mostly it's about, this is my first time to feel this way, I never felt this orgasm, that sort of thing. So in this video, I want to share what I do. My secret. A few years ago, I had a friend, she was French, and she was dating only Asian men. And she said the reason why she would only date an Asian man is because Asian men think they have small whatever. So they always feel like they have to try hard to make up for it, which at the time I totally laughed. And it does make a lot of sense psychologically, right? Because they think they're small, they try harder. They have better attitude, they have better skills. For me personally, I don't believe I'm small at all. I'm not obsessed with the size, just presenting the facts. There's myth about the size of Asian men. And me personally, I believe I'm bigger than most of men in Australia and in America. Once again, I'm an Asian. I'm a full Asian, so stereotypes doesn't apply to everyone. And I'm not that tall either. I'm just barely 5'8", like 174. Not even that, probably. I probably shrank because I got old. So why? How do I get the same feedback from women after having sex? That they've never felt this way. This is the first time they've felt an orgasm. You want to know how to use your fingers or hand, your tongue, and your penis, okay? And the idea is you want to start very gentle and very slow. Very nice, very tender, very, so she feels, the woman feels at comfort. She feels at ease. This is the fundamental of sex. Do not push it, okay? And you gotta almost make her wait or make her anxious. This is the key. You don't want to be the one who running around and just all over her, right? You want her to, I'm not gonna say the word beg, but almost beg. But you don't want to be, since you're not an old man, eventually at one point you want to speed up, you want to intensify. So start very slow and gentle, and then like start speeding up and faster, stronger. You do this gradually. You increase the strength and you increase the speed gradually, right? So she feels like it comes to her with consistency. But overall, you're speeding up. Overall, you're intensifying, okay? This is how you do it. And another thing is, women are the creatures of circumstance. They are circumstantial creatures. I know, well, men, we also act based on our needs and also circumstances, but I'm not talking about that. What I'm talking about is men are attracted. We are sexually excited by what we see. But for women, it's different. It's very complicated. Like the circumstance about like you meeting her, your presence with her ought to be exciting for her. Ought to be something that she never really expected. Do you see what I'm saying? So those things can really turn on women. You want to be unpredictable, but at the same time, you want to be nice. So she feels like she doesn't know what's going to happen, but still she feels safe. So I'm just gonna give you an example. It's better if you have sex with her when she needs to get laid. It's not going to be about how you dress. Of course, you don't want to smell like a skunk. You want to smell good, you want to look nice, that's important. But what's going to be a big factor is how she feels. Try to leave her alone when she doesn't really need you. Wait until she needs you or she feels aroused or sexual, she feels horny. You're gonna say, of course, right? But believe it or not, a lot of times we men think our having a lot of money will turn on her, or looking nice, or our having a lot of muscles will turn on her. No. I mean, they help, but what are more important factors here are the circumstantial factors, okay? How she feels. Whereas men, like, we know what we want, right? We know, we see hot women, or sometimes you're young, your dick is hard all the time. So see any woman, like, you want to have sex with her, so different, you know what I mean? Like, this is how it is different from men, between men and women. Whereas men, all they need is an image of a hot woman, nice boobs or a nice ass, smiling at you, right? Before I go, I'm going to tell you this. I'm just going to add this. What really will help is try to make sex something that she's not allowed to have. This is why when a woman cheats on her boyfriend or husband, especially husband, she's going to feel so much more excitement, so much more joy, because she's having what she's not allowed to have. I mean, I'm not saying you should only date married women. That's not my point. My point is, this is how women's mind works. This is how women's psychology works in sex. So now, where are you going to be able to find these women? And how are you going to be able to identify them? And how are you going to talk them into bed? Those things, I'm going to leave them to my next video. If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe and like this video. You don't have to leave a comment, but turn on the notification bell.